When they can see that you're human, they love you more. Mary Wilson, in the throes of domestic violence, she flees for her life. News at 7. Bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and tip your favorite narrator via Cash App at $NAROB on YouTube. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube. And for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now let's continue reading Mary Wilson's Supreme Faith. While cleaning out some papers a few months earlier, Pedro had come across a photograph of me and Tom Jones. Danger. Tom had his arm around my chest so that although I was wearing a two-piece bathing suit, it looked like I was topless. Without a word, Pedro stalked into the kitchen and swatted a tray of food from my hands. He shoved the photo at me and screamed, "You fucking whore." I was beginning to see a pattern. Pedro always caught me off guard, then made outrageous accusations and carried on so wildly I couldn't think fast enough to answer him. I knew he was wrong, but each time he came at me, I became frightened. Little Mary afraid of everything. "Tell me everybody you ever slept with, you effing whore," Pedro yelled and waved a picture in the air. "I don't remember," I stammered, fearing for my life. His eyes looked like those of a madman. Tell me who you slept with, you whore. I want you to write down their names on this piece of paper." When reason failed, I said, okay. And he pushed me down into a chair by my shoulder. Suddenly, I was a little girl again, being forced to recite my ABCs or being reprimanded for wetting the bed. I started writing Duke, Flip, Tom. I'm going to tell you what Mick told me. "If he is hurting you, you wretch down. You pop a grape. That is the first thing you go for. You pop a goddamn grape. You hear me? If he beating you in the back of your head, you never let up. You never let them balls go. You squeeze, girl, till you get grape juice." "Who else?" Pedro shouted, reading over my shoulder. My mind raced to recall everyone. I knew that if I overlooked anyone, there would be hell to pay later. I listed my true loves. I listed some one-night stands. Tears streamed down my face and sobs racked my body. Long ago, my mother told me, "Mary, never tell your husband anything you'll live to regret." Now I knew what she meant. I tried keeping my list to just those men whose names were well known. When I finished, Pedro snatched the paper, read it, then said, "And you've got your fucking boyfriend's picture all over the house?" He was referring to some cocktail tables Willie and a few friends had helped me make. The tabletops were made of resin in which I had embedded dozens of mementos, photos, hotel room keys. Oh, that sounds nice. From around the world, foreign coins and other little tokens. Pedro tore through the house, shattering the tables and tearing up every photo he found, as well as many of my diaries and scrapbooks. "That nigga don't pay no bills, Dad." "Oh, girl, you think you so great," Pedro said. "Who do you think you are? You never display your family's pictures. How do you think that makes me feel? How do you think that makes them feel? I was speechless with fear. When he finally calmed down, he left for Mexico. Change the locks, dummy. Change the fucking... You can't come back here, bitch. Go to the courthouse. Change the locks. I need... Your Honors, I need to change the lock and put a restraining order on this bastard. And I know she probably feels embarrassed, but F that. All that does is make your fans love you more. When they can see that you're human, they love you more. Mary Wilson, in the throes of domestic violence, she flees for her life. News at 7. When he finally calmed down, he left for Mexico. As we went out the door, he warned Mary, don't you dare leave this house. What was wrong with him? How could he accuse me of hiding my past when almost every man I dated was mentioned in the world press? That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah. He also knew that I was over Duke and Tom. Still, whenever I insisted on going to see the Four Tops perform, Pedro got moody and angry. He was the same way about Eddie Kendricks, although I told him many times that Eddie and I were only friends now. Nothing I said mattered. Despite his hateful words on his way to Mexico, Pedro phoned from San Diego. He wanted to know would I still marry him. Days later, he was back. Oh, God, this bitch. Seeing what was wrong with Pedro or with our relationship, I found myself more often looking for what was wrong with me. Instead of thinking about how to get away from Pedro, I blamed myself for falling in love with him in the first place. Girl, you was vulnerable. That's when they catch us. I blamed myself for falling in love with him in the first place. Pedro was stronger than me, and before long, I was writing in my diary about how I should change, how I should improve, and how I should be more of a real woman. One who sacrificed for her man. When I was at my lowest point, baby, that Texan had me so confused. And he knew he did. He knew he did because I remember him bragging about how he drove another girl. He called her, man, I drove that Mexican girl crazy. He bragged about that. It was funny to him to say that. But basically what he did to her was what he did to me. He had her so confused that she didn't know up from down, all the rules and morality that she had sacrificed in the name of being in a relationship with him. And at my lowest point, I was so low that whenever we would go out in public, I was so paranoid that he was secretly trying to talk to every woman that was short with a fat butt around me. That's what I literally thought. That every woman, like it could be a woman at the cash register, and if I wasn't at the cash register with him, I would believe that he was slipping her his number. I would just start crying out in public because my head was so tore up. I was going back and forth with, why am I dealing with this? Why am I doing this to myself? Is this relationship that serious? And you know what happened? My whole life got flipped upside down. I had to leave a job that I was at for years that I thought was going to be my future. I lost everything. My home, my job, everything. Everything that was secure, I lost everything. You hear me? And I didn't have time to think about him no more. What was priority to me was getting me together. So I'm that kind of person that kicks it into third gear when I fall down, because I can fall down and then I'm coming right back up because I'm at my lowest point. Oh no, I can't be like this. Like, I ain't even thinking about a relationship when I'm trying to get myself together. Okay, because my priority is not fucking on some texting. My priority is getting Nay back together, getting Nay back to the place where she needs to be. Okay, so that's where I am. That's how I was able to escape that relationship. Honey, I was done with that shit. Bitch, fuck you. I don't care if you fuck every bitch on the block. I need to get me back to a good place. Okay, but while you're going through it, you're so confused. You don't know what's up, what's down, nothing, y'all. Okay, I'm talking a lot, forgive me. In other words, be more like what Pedro wanted me to be. That's how I felt. I felt like I was fucked up because I wasn't what the Texan wanted me to be. It was easier for me to stand up for the Supremes than for Mary Wilson. I opened myself up to Pedro, and in return, he was destroying my self-respect. Girl, I was really looking forward to Christmas this year. My first in my adult life I'd be spending with my own family. I remembered how, as a teenager, all I wanted at Christmas time was a big, fat, beautiful tree, flocked in pink artificial snow. It wasn't traditional, but to me, that was how the other half lived. On a day off, I decided I'd surprise everyone. I went out and found my tree. Then I unpacked boxes and boxes of angel hair, tinsel, glass balls, electric lights, and other ornaments I'd collected over the years. While trimming, I flashed back to when I was a kid in Detroit, and we would put anything we could find on a tree, including earrings and ornaments we'd made in school. Pedro walked into the living room, and I stood there, waiting for him to smile or reach to hold me. Instead, he began screaming, "What is this? This isn't a Christmas tree. It's cheap and trashy, like everything here in Hollywood." As I watched silently, Pedro pulled down the tree.